Today's story is about how farmers take good care of cows so they stay healthy and produce yummy, safe-chewed drink milk. We will learn that by keeping the cow's udder clean and using special medicines, farmers help prevent sickness and keep everyone safe. It's a story about kindness, care, and the importance of looking after animals. How does mastitis affect dairy animals? Mastitis is a disease that affects cows and buffaloes that produce milk. It is one of the most expensive problems in dairy farming because it makes the animals too sick to produce milk, and it also hurts the quality of the milk. In Pakistan, many farmers see mastitis as the most common big problem for their dairy animals. If a buffalo gets mastitis, it can stop giving milk sooner, usually about 2 months early, and it will produce less milk, about 438 kilograms less in one milk-making cycle. Mastitis also makes the milk less healthy and not good to sell. Unfortunately, in some parts of Pakistan, farmers lose a lot of money because of mastitis, about 240 million rupees every year from losing milk or having to remove sick animals. Sometimes, animals get mastitis without showing obvious signs, which makes it hard to catch early. When an animal has mastitis, its udder, the part where milk comes from, gets swollen, red, and painful. The milk might look strange, clumpy, or watery, and the animal might feel tired, sad, or even have a fever. Sometimes, animals can have the disease without showing any signs, but their milk production drops and the milk becomes worse. Preventing and treating mastitis is very important because it can cause big economic losses for farmers. But in some places, farmers do not have enough tools or medicines to prevent it, so the problem continues. What is mastitis in dairy animals? Mastitis happens when the soft, inside part of a cow or buffalo's udder gets swollen and sore because tiny germs called bacteria get inside. These germs can make the udder very painful, and they can also make the milk quality worse. The tiny germs usually enter through the small opening at the end of the udder called the teat. There's a special muscle that keeps this opening closed tight to keep germs out. But if the udder gets hurt or the milk is taken out too roughly, germs can sneak in and cause problems. Inside the teat, there's a waxy layer called keratin that normally protects against germs. This layer can sometimes get damaged, making it easier for germs to get inside and cause trouble. If germs get in, they can grow and harm the milk-making part of the udder, which means less milk and milk that's not good to drink or use in food. That's why keeping the udder clean and gentle during milking is very important to help prevent mastitis. How do diseases spread in the cow's milk factory? When cows get sick in their milk-producing parts, tiny germs can get inside through small openings called teats. Usually, the cow's body tries to fight back with special warriors called cells. Inside the cow's udder, there are special cells called neutrophils that act like brave soldiers. They rush to the troubled spots, fight the germs, and try to keep everything safe. They produce special chemicals that can kill germs, helping to stop the sickness. However, when too many soldiers come, they can cause swelling and block the tiny tubes that carry milk. This can damage the milk-making parts and make it hard for the cow to give good milk again. That's why it's important to take good care of the cow's udder by keeping it clean and gentle during milking. Other helpful warriors are called macrophages. They eat germs and dirt to help keep everything clean. But if the cow's udder gets hurt or infected, it can be harder for these warriors to do their job. That's why farmers need to be careful by making sure the cows are not hurt, cleaning the udder properly, and taking good care of the cows. They help keep the milk safe and healthy for everyone. What are very small germs, and how do they cause illness in animals? Scientists have found that buffaloes are just as likely as cows to get sick with something called mastitis, which makes the udder swollen and sore. Many different germs can cause this, like Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, E. coli, and others. The most common germ that causes this in cows and buffaloes is called Staphylococcus aureus. These germs can live in the udder itself, or in the places around the animals, like bedding and soil. Some germs spread easily during milking from dirty hands or towels, or even flies that land on the udder. There are two main types of germs that cause sickness: contagious germs, like Staphylococcus aureus and Streptococcus agalacca, spread from an infected animal to a healthy one during milking if it's not done carefully. And environmental germs, like E. coli and Klebsiella, live in dirt, manure, or sawdust, and can cause problems if the animals get milked or touched when it's dirty. Sometimes, animals get sick because of things in the environment, especially during the times when they are not giving milk, like before they give birth or after they stop milking. If the environment is dirty or there's soil or sawdust, germs can get into the udder and cause infection. Many animals with infections have symptoms like swelling, fever, watery milk, and feeling tired. Infections that come from the environment are often harder to find because they don't last very long and can be hard to notice. Experts say that treating problems early, especially before animals give birth, can help stop the germs from spreading. But sadly, in some places, the best ways to stop these infections are not always used. How does mastitis change the quality of milk? When a cow or buffalo has an illness called mastitis, the milk from her udder changes. The milk normally has special proteins called casein that are good for making cheese and other dairy foods. But when mastitis happens, there are fewer of these good proteins and more of the proteins that aren't as helpful. This can make the milk taste different and not be as good for making cheese. During mastitis, some extra proteins from the cow's blood can get into the milk, which can cause problems when heating or storing the milk. Also, the milk gets less calcium, which is important for healthy bones. The milk's ability to turn into yummy yogurt or cheese can be affected because of these changes. Sometimes, parts of the milk proteins start to break down or get damaged because of the illness. This makes the milk less nutritious and less able to help us grow strong bones. When milk has high levels of certain cells because of mastitis, it also changes how the milk tastes and how it responds to making it into other dairy products. So, mastitis doesn't just make the cow sick. It changes the milk in ways that can make it taste different and be less healthy. That's why farmers do everything they can to keep their cows healthy and stop mastitis from happening. What is milk SCC and why is it important? Milk SCC is a number that helps us see how healthy the cow's udder is and how good the milk is. When the cow's udder gets sick or rived, her milk has more tiny cells called white blood cells, which help fight germs. But too many of these cells can mean the cow isn't feeling her best. When there are lots of white blood cells in the milk, more than 300,000 in each milliliter, it might mean the cow is sick, or the milk isn't very clean or healthy to drink. If the milk has lots of cells, it can also be harder to turn into yummy cheese or yogurt. A simple test called the California Mastitis Test, CMT, can tell farmers if there are too many white blood cells in the milk. This helps the farmer know when the cow needs extra care or medicine, and how to keep the milk safe and healthy. When farmers keep the number of these cells low, less bacteria and germs get into the milk, making it safer and tastier. That's why good cleaning, caring for the cows, and proper milking help produce better milk. When the milk is healthy, everyone can enjoy it, people, farmers, and workers in dairies. How do farmers keep milk healthy and free from illness? While it's impossible to completely stop mastitis, a kind of cow sickness, farmers can do many things to keep it very low. The most important ways to prevent mastitis are cleaning the cow's teats and udders well, using special antibacterial dip after milking, treating cows when they are not giving milk, and sometimes helping cows that get sick a lot to get better, or, if needed, letting go of cows that stay sick. Farmer experts say that giving medicine to cows when they aren't thinking about milk has been very helpful and can stop many infections. The main idea is to keep the cows away from germs or make their bodies stronger to fight off sickness. To keep the milk safe, farmers wash their hands, clean the cows with special soap. Let the teats dry well, and then dip the teats in germ-fighting liquid. They wait a little while to make sure the germs are gone. Then clean the teats carefully with alcohol. When they treat all the teats, they start from the farthest one and work toward the closest so they don't spread germs. After treatment, they dip the teats in the germ-fighting liquid again to keep them safe. This careful cleaning and treating help keep cows healthy so their milk is fresh and safe to enjoy. What causes mastitis and how do we fix it? One of the biggest germs that causes a sickness in dairy animals' udders is called Staphylococcus aureus. It's a tough germ to get rid of, and medicine doesn't always work well when the animal is still making milk. If an animal gets this germ many times and doesn't get better, it's best to help it find a new home that's called cold. Another germ called Streptococcus agalactia responds well to medicine, and farmers can get rid of it from their farms by keeping everything clean and using special dips on the teats after milking. There's also Streptococcus dysgalaxia, which can live in many places like the udder, gut, poop, and even in the barn. It can be controlled with good cleaning habits and medicine that works fairly well. Good hygiene and taking care of animals can help prevent many of these germs from causing sickness in the farm. What are some ways to keep cows healthy and safe from germs? To help keep cows from getting sick, it's important to keep their udders and the places where they live very clean and dry. Animals shouldn't have access to mud, manure, or stagnant water, and their birthing areas should be very clean too. After milking, farmers use a special germ-killing liquid called a teat dip to help protect the cow's udder from germs. Trying to stop germs from causing sickness during the time when cows aren't giving milk, called the dry period, with special dips, doesn't always work. So farmers often give the cows medicine when they stop milking to help keep them healthy. Good cleaning and medicine help prevent germs from making cows sick and keep the milk safe for us to drink. Caring for animals and keeping things clean helps keep everyone safe and happy. When we work hard to take care of others, beautiful and healthy things happen. Remember, animals need love and care just like people do. When you help them stay healthy, you help everyone enjoy good, safe milk and make the world a kinder place. Keep caring and sharing kindness every day.